Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful day here, but today we're actually taking a trip back to the past, back to when I actually made a bracket mount for my daughter's car seat in the back of the side-by-side. I want to show you guys what I did and my solution to it, just to give you guys some ideas. So let's get it. Now, some of you may be wondering, why did I go through the trouble of building this? And the reality is what comes stock on a RZR, at least on my 2024 RZR, there was no adequate way of being able to mount her car seat safely, at least that I felt. For one reason, for instance, these 3-point harnesses that they come on them now, they're not like a car harness. You could pull these things out as much as you want and they're not going to lock. They're literally will sling back in. Now they will lock if you, I think, off of G-force. But I don't want to take that gamble and chance with my daughter in her seat. So that's one reason. The seat, it kind of fit okay on top of the seat. I could have went and bought, new harnesses, the 4-point harness, and put in one of those jump seat deals. But the reality is there were still going to be bigger seat belts that are not quite as comfortable for her. And with us riding this thing, I want her to be comfortable. So that's why I went through the deal I went through to build this bracket like I did. Plus I was able to raise her up. So now when she's sitting in there, you can see with the door, her head is up here. She can actually see out just like we can. And honestly, this thing is pretty well dang safe. I mean, the whole car is shaking the way I've got it built and the way I've got it strapped in. So let's jump to how this thing is built, and then I'll see you at the end. Now, the first part of this, we're going to cut some C-channel, and what we're using in this is 4-inch C-channel. It isn't overkill, but I was trying to get the height. So we've got some 4-inch C-channel that we're going to cut, and then we're going to take it down to the mill and actually put in the holes, I should say, for the seat bracket. We're going to actually bolt the C-channel to the seat bracket itself. And what you see here is a plate that I've gotten cut. I cut on the plasma cutter. You can see I've notched the 4 corners. We're now going to take this and put this in the bender, and we're going to bend up all 4 corners. We're going to make a pan just so the bottom of the seat will actually sit in there, and it helps hold the bottom of the seat all in there. Now, I'm not going to weld the corner. This is 1/8 material, so it's stiff enough. I don't need to weld it. I want to make sure that we keep enough, really enough area for it to drain if it gets wet. And now we've got everything bolted up. We've got the bottom seat bracket. Now, that's the original seat bracket off the RZR. We've got the C-channel bolted to it, and we've just got the plate sitting up here. We're going to check and make sure everything looks like it's going to go good, which it looks like it does. Everything fits the channel. The actual seat fits very well. Now, what we're going to do now is I'm going to come back and I'm going to drill me some holes in the tops of these C-channels so those seat bracket latches can actually mount to that. So we'll go in there and drill those. I'm going to go ahead and weld this pan on now. Everything looks like it's fitting good. And then that way I can just come back and drill those top holes, and that'll be at least the main base portion will be complete. All right, so this is what we have so far. Now, I've got this plate welded in here. I've got to open these up just a hair to make sure those fit in there good. And then I'm going to run this. I haven't decided yet for sure, but this is going to go in there like so. And I'm going to shove this thing all the way up before I weld these in. Just kind of tack this thing in place where it's at. And this is going to go against the back of the seat here. So we'll have the main piece coming down. It's going to wrap back around and hook in down here. We're going to have the 2 sides here, and then I'm going to get another buckle. I got to find the right buckle, but I'm going to get another one to run from here over and back down. All right, so essentially this is what we've got here. We've got this where this is going to sit against this. This lip literally sits right on that tube. We get it all locked in. So we're going to have this locked in there. We're going to have that locked in there. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut me a couple pieces to go here just to keep this thing from rocking side to side here, because we've got the bottom captured really well. So now I want to work on the top. I'm going to go ahead and weld this in place where it's at. Everything looks good. And then we'll get to the next part. All right, here we go. Iteration number 1 of car seat base for the RZR. Now, what you can see is I came back in here. I've added these pieces to capture the car seat at the top. Now we've got 4-inch channel. I know it's overkill, but it gets the height up where I want it. We've got the holes for the latches for the original car seat part. The one for the back I'm actually using to hook in here and pulling against that. So the only thing that I'm going to change, well, at least currently, is I'm going to get 2 more straps for this thing because I'd rather be extra safe than sorry. And I'm going to get a lap one that'll go underneath the seat here to help hold this front down. Now I got to find what I'm going to get because I'm not sure if I'm going to get one that goes to here or what. I will figure that out. And then I'm going to get one more to go across this top portion up here, or at least to go through there to pull against this back bar to make sure it's really locked in and secure. But overall, pretty happy with it. I mean, it's not terribly light, but it's not terribly heavy either. The original pieces I've got here and everything where it bolts down, these actually end up lean out a little bit. So, which doesn't hurt anything for what I did, what we've done here. I stitched that plate in at the bottom. There's no need to weld it. I didn't weld the corners because, well, if we bend this 1/8 off of that plastic, we got other issues, but that way water can escape there. Plus we got the escapement for water there. So, and if water does get in here, it literally just runs right out. So not a big issue. All right, so I want to show you guys real quick. I am wanting to secure this thing better, like I said. So I got this seat belt here. I'm getting ready to wrap one up here on the front. I'm actually going to go underneath there because I don't have any, I could cut holes in the seat channel, pain in the butt. But what I'm using are these seat belts got them from O'Reilly's. Now, really, you're going to throw all of this away. Now, the biggest thing, you're going to have this strap here with the end on it here. I have pulled it out, and then this actually comes on this here, but we don't need that. So I pulled it off. Now, let me show you how to take this thing apart so we can put this piece through it because we don't need all this extra. All right, so you need a flathead and just take your buckle, and then what you're going to do is you're actually going to get in here and just kind of grab one of these corners real carefully. You don't want to break it. But you want to kind of get in that corner, pry up and out at the same time. Once you get it up, there you go. And what you'll see is this deal. All right, now what you're going to do is you basically want this to kind of be going this direction here. So when you wrap it around, so make sure you have this going this way. And then what you're going to do is take and feed this end here. You're going to feed it basically through the front side of this here, around the piece here, like so. Now that piece falls out, so just be careful. Just put it back in there. And you can go ahead and pop your plastic back on once you kind of get that slack out the way. Like so. And now we have a seat belt that we can snap, and it isn't a mile long. So, yeah, that's the belt we've got made up. Let me get this front one on. I'll show you what we got. All right, so this thing is strapped in several different ways. We got the strap at the bottom there. We got the original harness. We've got the strap here. Plus, we have the original harness for this. And, I mean, overall, I'm happy with it. I've got a little excess here. It's going to be behind the seat, so it doesn't matter. We've got our 4-inch riser base. And, well, let's go see how this thing fits. All right, well, super happy with how this has turned out so far. That, honestly, I mean, it's worked out to have just enough clearance back there with the rail. I mean, everything fits very well. The seat is very sturdy. I mean, I'm shaking the whole machine. I've given her more leg room now, which is really was the big thing, was getting the leg room here. So we can actually push the seat back a little bit more. And, yeah, her legs won't hit. So really, really happy with how this is fitting. Now, if I still want to get the seat out, if I want to get the whole thing out and the base out, I can still just pop the red tag, get it out. It is heavy, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Now, there's with the cushion on. We got plenty of room. She's got way more room in her legs now. Actually puts the front of the seat back in. It's hard to see from that angle, but back in line with the other seat, which means she's going to have plenty of room. We'll be able to move the seat back like we want to. We're going to get her in it, go for a ride. Now, there are many ways to build this thing. This was just my first iteration. I'm still using it. We've had it for, I don't know, 8 months now, maybe around that point that we've had this thing built, and it's done very well. The only downside to it is with me using steel, it is pretty heavy to an extent, so taking it in and out can be a little tricky. I mean, it does pop right out pretty easy, but it's a heavy little seat. And I never have powder coated this thing. It is still the raw steel, because when I wash the thing out, I generally take it out anyway and wash it. So I would say the only thing that I would really change this next go around would be, I would probably make it out of aluminum, some heavier duty aluminum, maybe go with some C-channel on it and do it that way potentially. I want her to be safe. So the steel is very good. The 1-inch tubing's held up very well. It's beefy enough that I don't have any worries, but just want to give you guys an idea of what you can do and get somebody to build for you, for your child, and keep them safe on the trails and when you're riding. So we're going to end this video off here. I appreciate you guys all for watching. We'll see you on the next one.